All right, Fox News just had to cut away as Donald Trump went on an increasingly angry tirade in front of an entire room of rally attendees in Tennessee. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson is out there rallying for a special election that is happening in Tennessee's 7th District tomorrow on December 2nd. If you live in Tennessee, check to make sure that you are ready to vote in that election if you're in the district. Either way, the stakes of this election are rather high because Marjorie Taylor Greene is resigning from the House very, very soon, in about a month, and the Republican majority is growing slimmer and slimmer and slimmer ahead of the midterms. So they need this seat. Donald Trump can't really hide how much they need this seat. He calls in, and as he's ranting and raving, you can hear the spit flying out of his mouth. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson is sitting there just listening. He doesn't even get to say anything. Look how awkwardly he's standing there. Just to back up, the reason why the Republican Party is in a panic is right here. As Zachary points out, Democrats have now logged 2 straight months of voter registration gains in Pennsylvania, a break from nearly a decade of steady Republican growth. It's one of the clearest quantitative signs so far of the recent broader, quote-unquote, vibe shift towards Democrats. But again, this vibe shift is actually seen in the numbers. It's also seen in Donald Trump's approval rating tanking every single day. Just watch a moment of this.
Of course, it's not alone. I mean, just take a look here. This is Gallup. This is the longest. I mean, it's a disaster if it holds towards the midterm elections. And I should note, of course, it's not alone. I mean, just take a look here. This is Gallup. This is the longest running poll. You know, Gallup has been conducting polls since my father was a kid, and my father was born in 1927, had me in the 60s. Look at this in January. Donald Trump's net approval rating, not too bad, not too great. It was at -1 point, right within the margin of error, breaking even. But look at this now. Negative 24 points, way, way down. We're talking about a drop of over 20 points in the wrong direction for the President of the United States. Minus 24 points, that's a 23-point move in the incorrect direction if you're the president. And of course, what's so important here, Sarah Seidner, is it matches the trend that we've seen with other polls. That is Donald Trump hitting his low for the second term. I was doing the count last night. I think we're up to 10 polls in sort of the last 40 days, 10 different pollsters who have said that Trump is at the lowest point he is in his second term.
It is not going well. So this brings us to today. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson is in Franklin, Tennessee, in Tennessee's 7th Congressional District, rallying for Van Epps. I'm personally a big fan of Afton Bain. Check out Afton Bain for Tennessee. Amazing, amazing candidate. The Democratic candidate is getting closer and closer. Please, if you live in Tennessee, go tell your friends and family. But let's look at what Mike Johnson, or how Mike Johnson reacts to Donald Trump's long tirade. As usual, make sure to drop a like. Make sure to subscribe below. And if you want the Release the Epstein Files merch, click the link below.
Remember, he's got a majority of 3. A majority of 3. And there aren't many people can do that, but we have to win this seat. We've gotten you the largest tax cuts in history. And the new bill, the great big beautiful bill, kicks in, as you know, on January 1st. Hasn't even kicked in yet. And then you have no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime.
I'm sorry, but this is like a desperate used car salesman. He says they only have a 3 majority, which is true. So he's saying how desperate he is. Then he says, we have to win this seat. What about the new bill? Guys, what about the new bill?
If you borrow money to buy a car, you get a deduction that's never happened before. All these things kick in on January 1st. A lot of people don't know. They said, oh, they already kicked in. I said, no, it doesn't start until January 1st. So that was the first date. I just want to thank everybody. I love Tennessee, one of my all-time favorite places. And Tennessee, I guess, loves me because we won by the biggest margins anybody's ever won by, so that's cool. But if you can go, Matt Van Epps, he's a winner. He's going to be great. Don't let this stuff fool you. The Democrats are spending a fortune, and we don't want people that want to raise your taxes. She wants to raise your taxes on top of everything else. But she said 2 things above all else that bothered me. Number 1, she hates Christianity. Number 2, she hates country music. How the hell can you elect a person like that?
Neither of those are true. You think she hates Christianity. You think someone running in Tennessee is like, yeah, I hate Christianity.
I just want to give my total support, and he's had it right from the beginning, to Matt Van Epps. He's going to be a fantastic congressman. He's going to represent you so well. and we'll keep our agenda going. And I'm going to make a call tonight about 7 or 8 o'clock. I'm doing a tele-rally for him tonight. So if anybody wants to listen, basically I'll be saying the same things I just said. He's fantastic, and go get him and get out tomorrow morning, get out and vote, and let's make it a sweeping victory. The whole world is watching Tennessee right now, and they're watching your district. The whole world. It's a big vote. It's going to show something, and it's got to show that the Republican Party...
Dude, okay, he's yapping. Now watch. Fox News cuts away, and look at Mike Johnson is getting increasingly uncomfortable.
The world is watching Tennessee right now, and they're watching your district. The whole world. It's a big vote. It's going to show something, and it's got to show that the Republican Party is stronger than it's
All right,
ever
President
been.
Trump live at the rally with Speaker Mike Johnson as this election.
Oh my God, he really is on a speaker in front of Speaker Mike Johnson. Now, this article says Tennessee congressional race becomes unlikely test of blue wave. They are saying that it is unlikely for Democrats to win this. And honestly, the polling shows that we are behind a few points, but it's like clinchable. Like we're behind like 5 to 6 points, which is really tough to overcome unless we are able to mobilize en masse. If you live in Tennessee, let me know in the comment section. I'll like your comment. I'll pin your comment. I just want to know how many people we can make aware of this race. Continue to spread the word, because as Donald Trump tries to yap about all of these things on the phone, let's do a little bit of counter narrative. He yaps about this big bill that he passed without mentioning that this bill disproportionately cuts taxes for the richest of the rich while splicing Medicaid for people at the bottom. People who need safety nets the most aren't going to get it because Elon Musk is going to get a new yacht. Quite literally, one of the tax cuts is that you can now write off an entire private jet if you are a rich person. But the no tax on tips that he's waving in front of people, they expire. They expire right before he leaves office. So they go through the 2028 election, then expire. These new tax cuts for the richest are permanent. So it's kind of a little bit of a bait and switch. How are you going to make permanent tax cuts for the wealthiest a big part of your package, and then temporary relief that doesn't even kick in until January 1st and then ends like a year or two later, right after the election happens? Then there's nothing else. It's pretty disgusting. And at the end of the day, this big ugly bill is not beneficial for the American people. Donald Trump complains about the debt. This blows up the debt because of these tax cuts. I mean, even Elon Musk, who benefits from the tax cuts, he was so mad at this bill that he blew up on Trump. He exposed Trump and called him a pedophile. Elon said, here's the big bomb. Trump is in the Epstein files. How about that? He freaked out because this bill increased the debt so much. It increases the debt because the government loses revenue when they're taxing people less. They're taxing billionaires and millionaires less, so they lose revenue. They can't pay for things. So please do not believe Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, or Trump by extension, when they're out there trying to sell people like a used car salesman, just melting down in front of a room of people. Really weird display. But I love you all, and peace out.